Welcome back. We have written code in English. We have written code in C. We've got it all ready to go, and now we're finally going to actually put it on the physical Arduino board. So now it will follow your instructions. It took a while, but finally we're here. Let's see how to do it. I'm going to change the view so you can see the board in addition to the code. Because we're going to have to sort of have a back and forth between the two of them. Here is the B end of the USB cable. B is just the designation they use. The other side of this cable is plugged into my computer. And what I'm going to do is plug the cable into the board and see what happens. Well, we've got two visible things. One, the on light is illuminated. That's a good sign. It means we do have power at the board. And two, the light is blinking. Mission accomplished. We wanted to get the light to blink. That's what our code says, make the light blink. And it is blinking. So we can like call it a day. Success, right? Well, actually, sorry to say, you've been fooled. If you just got your Arduino out of the box for the first time and plugged it in, you should expect this behavior. Why am I saying if you just got it out of the box for the first time? Because the code that's running right now on this Arduino that's blinking once per second, this is actually installed by the factory on the Arduino before it's shipped out the door. That's very typical that they do that just to make sure the thing is working. So this is actually not your code. This is the preloaded code. And in fact, this already is teaching you a lesson, which is the Arduino remembers whatever was the last programmed instructions. And even if that was months ago, even if it hasn't been plugged in since then, it still remembers those last instructions. So now let's put our instructions on the board. How do we do that? There's two major steps we have to do in the software, two setup steps, and then we'll just upload it. So let's take a look at the software to see how to do it. The two things you have to do, they both appear in the Tools menu. The first thing is select the right board. The second thing is select the right port. So the first thing, the right board, right now it says here Arduino Uno. That's great. We are using an Arduino Uno. Please take this opportunity to note that, oh, I'm in the way. There's all these different Arduino boards that exist. These ones are made by Adafruit. They are a creative technology or educational technology company. They make a lot of their own stuff. And these are all boards that are made by lots of different companies. Some of them are made by Arduino.cc, the sort of main Arduino organization, but they're made by other people as well. For the time being, just suffice it to say, there's a lot of boards out there. But we did want to select the Uno, so step one is complete. Step two, choose the right port. So your ports menu is very likely going to look different from mine. I have only two choices, which makes it a lot easier. Sometimes you'll open a port menu and see many, many options. That's common if your computer has connected to a bunch of different serial ports in the past. It might remember that list and be presenting it with you, even if those things are not currently plugged in. So in this case, it's rather easy to choose. Now there's two choices. There's this thing called /dev/cu.bluetooth incoming port. This does refer to the Bluetooth connection, so your computer can talk through Bluetooth to something else. That something else could be an Arduino. This Arduino actually does not have any Bluetooth module on it. It can't transmit data wirelessly, so this is definitely not the right port for this one. But if you had a different Arduino or the same Arduino and you attached a Bluetooth module to it, you could program the Arduino through that Bluetooth port. The other choice, and this one's kind of got a very big giveaway here. It says Arduino Uno. Kind of makes it easy to tell, but please look at the actual port address on my computer. It is /dev/cu.usb modem 142101. It's a kind of a strange string. It's kind of confusing. Fortunately for us, the software was able to recognize that that's the Arduino, and it put that information in the parentheses. You will not necessarily see that. If you're on a Windows machine, your port might say something like COM4, COM5, COM8, whatever. That's COM, COM, it's short for communication, and a number. That's what it looks like on Windows. And on Linux, it can look like different things as well, though it might look closer to this. So the moral of the story is you need to choose whatever port is your correct port on your machine, and it's not going to look like this necessarily. If you choose the wrong port and you try to upload it, it's not going to break anything. It's just not going to work. So don't be worried about choosing the wrong port. Once those two things are done, the correct board, the correct port, then finally, we can go back into the software. And now I'm going to split the screen so you can see both the Arduino itself and the software, because it's going to happen kind of fast. And please note, I am hovering over this right-facing arrow, and it says upload over there on the right, to the right side of the arrow. That is indicating what that arrow means. So this was verify, which meant compile, read the software and make sure it works. This is upload, which means push it onto the board. When you click upload, the first thing it does is the compile step, the verify step, because otherwise it doesn't know what to upload. In fact, what it's going to upload is a version of your code that is readable by the Arduino. So the first thing it's going to do is read your code, compile it, and then upload that. So you don't need to first hit compile or verify followed by upload. You can just hit that. Now I am going to hit it in a moment, and I want you to please pay attention to two things during the upload process. And the process is not going to take very long. Thing number one is check out the messages down here. And in fact, I'll raise this little window up so that you can see some of the messages as they pass by. Thing number two, actually look at the board. Look at these two lights on the board, the TX and the RX lights on the board. Both of those things are going to be happening. There will be something happening. And here we go. Compiling, uploading. During the uploading, we had the blink, and done uploading. That was it. It happened already. And looks like I'm not seeing a lot of blinking over here. It looks like there's a problem. Next, we're going to try to solve our problem.